So we calculated the percentage of that population that completed high school. Let us next calculate premature mortality level. So the previous one was just a direct math calculation, whereas now we have a little bit of programming. So that is why we are introducing this. So we want to, the premature mortality level, let us look at what that looks like. So the premature deaths, you can see the values are here in this column after the county is the premature deaths. So I want to create a categorical variable from this. Okay, so this is a numeric variable because it's telling me how many deaths, but I want to categorize it as low, medium, high. So I'm going to add a column for that called premature mortality level. And that level will be low, medium, high, or unknown because there is missing data as well. So let us go ahead and add a column for that. So click on the plus. There are a couple of chat. Thanks, Erwin. The back tick and the single quote difference, it's the same as an R, as Erwin is pointing out. So let's click on the plus. What did I call it? I think premature mortality level. Of course, feel free to name these attributes whichever way you want. So rename premature mortality level. And I'm going to again drag this next to the premature deaths because only then I can easily verify how it has done it. So now the formula is, so let's first see what my leveling values are. So what I'm saying is, if it is whatever is the maximum of the premature deaths, if it is in the bottom third, I'm going to label it as low. If it is in the middle third, I'm going to label it as medium. If it is in the upper thirds, I'm going to label it as high. And if it's none of these, like if the premature death value is not available, etc., I'm going to label that level as unknown. So that is how I'm addressing the missing value in this column. So you can either copy paste this, or I'm also going to show you how to add that in. So go to edit formula, go to insert function. Under other functions category, you have the if expression, value if true, value if false. So I'm going to select that. So now if, which expression am I looking at? The premature death. So I can select the premature death. And so if this is less than 1/3, so that I converted it into the decimal 0.33 times the maximum of that value. So I don't know what the maximum number of premature deaths is in that column. I could calculate and hard code it in, or I can just use the max function. And notice here I'm typing it in as, since I know that max function exists, the back tick or back quote. And if you start typing, it will pull it up. And you can select it at that time. You don't need to type it all. But when you do that, you notice that the back quote that I entered first is also there. So delete that. And when you type this in, of course, you have to be careful with your parentheses. So make sure you have the correct set of parentheses. So this parentheses is for the max of that. Okay, the parentheses for the max function. So if the premature deaths is less than 0.33 times the max, then I want to label it as low. For value if false, again, I have a similar if statement. So this is some amount of coding, programming, but it is at a low code level. So if you don't want to keep typing it in, feel free to copy this and paste it. It will be the same effect. But for showing, let me go ahead and type the rest in. So let me show that we have, if premature deaths is less than 0.33 times this, we said it is low. Otherwise, I'm coming to that case now. So again, I can put an if. So you see it will sit up. So that if is enclosed in that. So then it's the same thing. If I type P, it pops it up so that I don't have to remove that extra backtick I had in the previous case. So if premature deaths is less than 0.66, because now I know that it is not less than 0.33. Otherwise, I would have executed that. So if I've come here, I know it's greater than 0.33 times that. So if it is less than 0.66 times max of the premature deaths, then you want to label it medium. Medium, close that. Else, we have something. You can make this window bigger so that you have more reading room there, more typing room there. Okay. So let's also make sure we have the correct number of parentheses. I have 1 open, 2 open. So these two match up. So 2 are open and there's only 1 closed. So there should be 2 here. Because when I start typing, one of those went away. So now this is the third part. If, okay. Now, if it is, if premature deaths is less than max premature deaths, that's 100%. I mean, 1 times that, right? 100%. So if it is less than that, then I want to say high. Then label it high. Otherwise, now I don't need to check for any condition. If it's not low, medium, or high, all the others, I'm going to label it as unknown. So if you have done any programming, you are familiar with this structure. And notice that it does take away one of those things. So you want to make sure you have the correct number of parentheses. All are matching. Okay. So you can count if you want 1 open, 2 open. Since there is a close, now I have only 1 open, 2 open, 3 open. So this closed it. So I have 2 open, 3 open, 4 open. This closed it. So 3 open and I have the 3 closed. So that matches it. And then click apply. And you can see that there are lows, there are unknowns, there are mediums. And there should be some highs somewhere. There are very few highs, so you will see that later when we are graphing.